Calls step up for government to explain free-to-air TV license decision, struggling to maintain transatlantic ties amid US spying claims, and counting down to the Pac-Man's Asia return. Good evening. Chief Secretary for Administration Carrie Lam defended the government's decision not to grant Hong Kong Television Network a free-to-air TV license, but critics have stepped up calls for the government to explain its decision.
Most Hong Kong Television Network staff and supporters camped outside the central government offices in the past week decided today it was time to pack up and go. But their fight is far from over. HKTV Staff Union Chairman Henry Yeung said 120,000 people attended last night's rally to denounce the government's decision to reject HKTV's bid for a free-to-air license and its unwillingness to explain the rationale behind it. Yeung added that their departure from the premises is temporary. He also promised to lobby legislators to press ahead with an investigation using special legislative powers when they meet on November 6th. Meanwhile, Chief Secretary for Administration Carrie Lam has waded into the TV licensing saga. She made clear the Executive Council needs to abide by its confidentiality and collective responsibility rules. Lam said she does not want to see the licensing dispute pose a challenge to those rules. But the head of the Equal Opportunities Commission, Yok Chow, said explaining to the public the reasons behind policies is not the same as revealing what was discussed at the Executive Council. And Kamal Bukhari, a non-permanent judge of the Court of Final Appeal, refused to express an opinion on a case which would soon come before the court.
Well, I mean, the judges in the court will always consider what issues are put before them. It's for the parties to lay the issues. If an issue is put before the court and it's relevant, the judge will listen to it patiently and listen to both sides and then give a judgment at the end of it. He certainly wouldn't talk about it on TV.
As HKTV prepares to file a judicial review of the controversial decision, pan-Democrat legislators are trying to put more pressure on the government by staging a protest tomorrow afternoon.
I hope more Hong Kong people would come over to morally at least support the 10 staff members who are still staying on for another 10 days until November.
The Chief Secretary for Administration today also defended the newly launched consultation paper on population policy. Diane To has more. Philippine officials say Manila Mayor Joseph Estrada will come to Hong Kong with a letter of apology for the 2009 hostage incident in late November or early December. They also say he'll try to raise $20 million in compensation to the victims from donations made by the Chinese community in the Philippines. Secretary for Security Lai Tung-kwok expressed hope that the apology will help break the deadlock in relations between Hong Kong and the Philippines. 8 Hong Kong people were killed in the incident. A Chinese reporter who was detained and accused of harming the reputation of a major mainland company has confessed to wrongdoing on state television. Chen Yong-zhou's story on Zoom Lion for the Guangdong-based New Express alleged financial irregularities at the Hunan-based engineering firm. But now he says he made it all up and did so to earn a fast buck. Speaking on state-run CCTV today, Chen admitted he was guilty and was driven by greed and a desire for fame. His detention earlier caused an uproar among media professionals who worry authorities are overstepping their legal jurisdiction in criminalizing civil disputes. Overseas now, spying by the United States was once again the main topic of discussion at a summit meeting of the European Union yesterday. EU leaders have vowed to maintain a strong transatlantic partnership despite their anger over the surveillance allegations. Alan Buckner has more. United Nations human rights investigators have called for greater transparency from the US and other countries about their drone programs. They made clear secrecy is the biggest obstacle to determining the impact on civilian casualties. UN investigators said statistics from the Pakistani government showed that at least 2,200 people have been killed in drone strikes in that country since 2004. Of those, at least 400 were civilians. Back locally, the Transport and Housing Chief says the first round of new safety measures for ships will be carried out later this year. Authorities will seek improvements on life jacket requirements and working hours of employees. Vicky Kung reports. And in sports, we're less than a month away from perhaps the biggest sporting event ever held in our area. Filipino boxing icon Manny Pacquiao fights American Brandon Rios in Macau on November 24th. And as Jameson Wong tells us, efforts are being made to see that his fans in Hong Kong aren't left out. And here are tonight's winning Mark 6 numbers. They are 6, 15, 30, 38, 47 and 48. The extra number is 40. A look at the weather now, clear and dry. Temperatures will range between 20 and 26 degrees. That's the news. Thanks for watching.